The Aero India show in Bengaluru has once again exposed a glaring issue. The Indian Air Force's fighter jet fleet is dwindling and depleting fast. Well, according to reports, the Indian Air Force needs to operate 42 squadrons to counter potential threats on two fronts. Instead, what it has are just 31 squadrons instead of the 42 that it requires, and the situation is only getting worse. The aging MiG-21 Bison jets are on the verge of retiring, which will shrink the number of operational squadrons even further. Well, this steady decline in fighter aircraft strength has been a persistent concern for the Air Force. Chief of Air Staff, Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh has repeatedly highlighted this shortfall at Aero India. He was also critical of Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, HAL, the government-run aerospace firm responsible for manufacturing the indigenous Tejas fighter jets. In a video, the air chief seemed visibly dissatisfied with HAL's performance, pointing out delays in aircraft supplies, but his concerns are not new. The Indian Air Force had sought 40 Tejas fighter jets back in 2010. As of now, HAL has managed to deliver only 36. The delays have extended to the Tejas Mk1A variant as well. According to Singh, HAL was expected to hand over 11 of these upgraded jets by this month. The air chief noted that only 3 are ready. He openly questioned HAL's commitment, expressing doubts about its ability to meet critical defense deadlines and accusing HAL of lacking the urgency needed for such an important national security project. One of the key reasons behind the delay in Tejas is the disruption in the supply of General Electric F404 engines that are sourced from the United States. Well, these engines power the current Tejas fleet. HAL, however, remains optimistic about ramping up the production as supply of these engines is set to resume by March 2025. Despite these assurances, India's fighter jet shortage remains a pressing challenge amidst growing security threats. Well, WION's principal correspondent Siddharth MP spoke to HAL chief Dr. D.K. Sunil over the delays and the way ahead.
You have seen the first 3 aircraft fly. We already have more aircraft in the hangars which are being built. So we are going to make this aircraft ready, build the aerostructures and test them and keep them ready. And as the engine deliveries come in, we will be able to deliver to the Indian Air Force.
Security forces in India's Jammu and Kashmir are cracking down on terrorism by targeting their communication networks in recent days. Well, they have taken many steps to curb the misuse of SIM cards by terrorists in the region.
Security forces in Jammu and Kashmir have detained over 300 individuals in multiple raids on suspicion of facilitating the unauthorized issue and misuse of SIM cards. The raids span a number of districts including Srinagar, Ganderbal, Anantnag, Badgam, Pulwama, Shopia, Bandipora, Samba and Kishtwar.
Since 2022, we have registered 38 FIRs in the misuse of the SIMs. Supposedly some person who is involved in Unlawful Activities Act, Prevention Act, in terror activity, and he is using SIM card which is not registered in his own name and is registered rather in someone else, in the name of someone else. So in such cases we have registered 38 FIRs and 323 people have been arrested in those cases, and by consequence of this, 587 vendors who have been providing SIM cards to people, their license have got cancelled, they got affected out of it.
SIM card vendors across the region are being subjected to strict compliance checks. Police are also warning public that cards provided them that are found misused for terror activity will face strict legal action.
We are quite determined, quite committed not to allow anyone using any facility provided by the government to its citizens for terror activities or for any unlawful activity. That commitment is there, which also our actions also speak about that, and I want to caution those people who are providing such SIM cards or such facility or any kind of logistic support to terrorists or terror associates, that they should be ready to face the consequences.
Anti-terrorism operations have been intensified in Jammu and Kashmir after the recent terror attack on an ex-army man and his family in South Kashmir's Kulgam district. A massive crackdown was launched across the Kashmir Valley after the attack, and many people were detained for questioning.
To crush the communication network of the militant groups active in Jammu and Kashmir, security forces now have intensified the operations and also tightened the grip over the misuse of the SIM cards by militant groups in Jammu and Kashmir. Security forces believe that if they curb the militant communication systems, it will also help in preventing militant activities in the region. With video journalist Feroz Idris Loan for WION World is One.